Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Melissa and I am part of A&M Hobby Farms and my husband Aaron. So we went to an auction, a produce auction today, and I got a little clip of video that I'll put in here, going around showing the produce. And then after I did the video, a ton of other tomatoes showed up. So we spent $218 today. I did buy flowers that I did not need, but I told my husband he can buy them for me for our anniversary, because that's on Sunday. Today is Friday. And then I got 4 loaves of Amish white bread. And we brought 2 of them to my father-in-law and then 2 of them for my house. So I've got a truck bed full, full of tomatoes, peppers, jalapeno green peppers, 2 boxes of zucchini. I got a whole box of zucchini for $2, which I know people spend a quarter to $1 on them. And then I can't remember. Oh, I had to buy onions because I am going to be canning, so I did have to go to the store and buy onions. So we're going to be doing pizza sauce, pasta sauce, chili sauce. I'm going to make a sweet relish out of the zucchini, and then I'll probably shred the rest of the zucchini and freeze them according to size of measurements for zucchini bread or zucchini bars. Maybe both. So I'll pre-package them, freeze them as the recipe calls for it. And then I'm going to also do some stewed tomatoes and some tomato juice. So I am doing a huge garden, like a massive garden, 200 plants, but the blight on my tomatoes this year is completely out of control. Now, I'm not giving up on my garden. There's still a ton of it. I'm still going to, pick it. I'm still going to get the produce out of it. From the looks of it, I'm going to have a great cherry tomato season, though. So those plants are doing well. But the rest of them, the blight is so bad this year. I had the tomatoes in the same spot last year. I thought it would be all right. So what we're going to do this year is when the garden gets tore out, we're going to cover it in manure and stuff like that from the farm. And we will be planting in different areas. I'll be rotating. And so this was only the second year to put the tomatoes in the same spot. And I thought it would be all right, but lesson learned, I will not make that mistake again. Where my corn is at this year, the ground was great. The soil looked amazing. It was airy. I really should have put my tomatoes down there, but I already had the panels all done up and the trellises, or the T-posts and the trellises already up. So I put them where they are. Next year, we'll be moving them over to where the corn is. But I'm going to show you the video of that and show you what all we got.
I like the sunflowers.
Oh, you're Wally's brother! Yeah, the one right there. It's the church on North Avenue, or the fire station on Morgan. You were back there. Oh, you went to that market? Yeah, that's neat. Oh, yeah, I know it's you. Yeah. Oh, you do? It got to be Saturday mornings. We almost had our own little DFW there.
I'm just looking. Sorry. I'll get out of your way.
Yep. We show up and we'll be.
The onions look big. My onions never look that good. Never.
Yeah, those pocket stores. Tamales over the new spot. Yeah, I know they were.
I'm gonna cut through you guys.
There, but not a, we had a different lead last year. Her price is really high. And, it's kind of weird. Never really did it.
It's not. It is past 11 o'clock. Where am I at?
They were good.
$12 up there, $12 on bar number 562. 562.
Okay, we got 2 boxes.
Oh, look at them blue eyes. Whoop, they didn't like me touching it. There's kittens too? Well, the puppy's cute enough for right now. I got kittens at my house. I don't need any kittens.
I can show you the full one.
So there's 7 puppies?
Yeah.
It's a lot of puppies.
Yeah.
What color are your eyes? Oh, blue?
Yeah.
Do you want to play? You want me to let you down? Oh, how adorable. Look this way. Let's show you off. Hi. It says not today. Don't show me off today. He's the dad? Hi, Dad. Do I get your puppy?
And the other one over there, it's the brother.
So as far as canning goes, I always say follow the books, like follow the blue ball canning book, follow your pressure canner or your water bath canner's instructions, like follow those instructions. You do not want to make yourself or your family sick. Always follow. So especially like if you're like with the chili that I'm making, I am not adding meat to this chili, but I am thinking about it. So if I do, I'll let you know. But as for the chili sauce, the way that I make the tomato based chili sauce, I can water bath it. So I can water bath can it. However, if I add the meat to it, like if I pre-cook some burger, I'll cook it most of the way, but not all the way because it'll finish cooking in the canner. That will get pressure canned because it'll have the meat in it. So it'll get, yeah, you're going to can it according to whatever is in there. So like if you're doing water bath canning, but you have something in your recipe that has to be pressure canned, always go for the pressure can. Like pressure can if it needs to be pressure canned, because you do not want to water bath your meats. So, but always follow your instructions. Seriously, you don't have to listen to me. You don't have to listen to the other people. I know there are a ton of people out there doing all sorts of different things, and that is on them. I have nothing against it. I'm not going to speak out against it. For me personally, it is just how I feel that I feel safe with my family. So I always suggest follow the recipes in according to the books and the instructions with your canners.
So this is a little bit more organized than what it was. So we've got the flowers here. I've got 5 boxes of green peppers, 2 boxes of zucchini, and they're medium size, 4 things of jalapenos. This right here, I did not actually purchase this. I haven't had melon of sorts, I'm going to say like 15, 20 years. It's been years and years, and I didn't really care for it. But a guy was like, oh, you've got to try it again. Your taste buds change over time. And so he gave me a sliver of one, and it was pretty good. So he said I could just have one of his, and I think he bought like 100 of them. So, and then these are all like canning tomatoes here. And I got 10 boxes of canning tomatoes, and they're probably like, I don't know. They say 20 pounds, but they might be a little under. And then 5 beefsteak slicer style tomatoes. So those ones I make have a good tomato sandwich. But it's all locally grown here by us, and it was all brought in today. They were literally unloading and it's a lot of this is Amish. The tomatoes are an Amish farmer here. The zucchini was an Amish farmer, and the peppers were already there, so I'm not sure who grew those. The jalapenos was a peach farmer. And then the flowers is a flower gardener that is local to us, and she was selling them, and it was like, you had to buy it by, I already gave one away. I gave one to my father-in-law. So I bought 8 of them because you had to buy the whole bucket. And I think it was $3.50 times 8. But, so we're going to be canning. Oh, my daughter's behind me. She did. Hold on. So my daughter's behind me. She did a subscription. What do you got? Book of the month.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's another one too that I want to get. It's called Book Goodies, and it's like a bunch of stuff in it instead of just the book and stuff.
So what's this novel about?
It's like a dark thriller.
Oh. So when you're done with it, I get to read it?
Yeah, and that goes on my shelf.
All right. She reads more than I do because she does read at work.
Matt bought me 20 books last week.
But we still read a lot together. All right, so we're going to take a nap because we work third shift and it is 2:30 in the afternoon. And so we need a nap and then we'll be canning throughout the night. So instead of going somewhere for our anniversary, we went to an auction and we are going to be canning this weekend. Oh, peppers. These are 2 zucchini. Those are all green peppers. Jalapeno peppers. Got that from a guy. Tomatoes. These are all canning tomatoes. These are like slicer tomatoes, but they're beefsteaks and we're going to can them anyways. And canning tomatoes. Step down a bit. Okay, so we are going to be making pasta sauce, pizza sauce, some sweet relish out of zucchini because I didn't get any pickles at the auction. They did have pickling pickles, but they went kind of expensive. The same with the onions. I didn't buy onions. I did end up going to the grocery store to buy my onions. Okay, so what I do is for my pasta sauce, my pizza sauce, we're going to do pizza sauce first. So I have a Victoria. The piece that goes in, it makes you able to turn your handle. Cannot find it. So I got the box, I washed everything, got it all set up. Missing that piece. I did have a different Victoria and it was a lot older and it was all plastic, like it wasn't metal and stuff. And so I got rid of it. I sold it in a garage sale. Maybe I gave it to Goodwill. I don't know, but I got rid of it. I know I got rid of it because I found another one at a garage sale and it was all metal and the only thing plastic on it was the little gear on the inside and the bowl. Everything else was like a metal. And so I was like, oh, this one's great. I want this one. I didn't look to see if all the pieces were in there. So that is my mistake. Learn from my mistake. Check to make sure everything's in there before you get rid of the other one. So we're going to have seeds in our sauce, which is fine because most of the time we have seeds in our sauce. I don't take the time to break the Victoria out when I'm doing just small batches and stuff for some reason. But because there was so much, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to whip them through that. Well, not really whip them through it because it is hard work, but I don't have it. So we're not going to use it. Anyway, so what I'm doing is I am cutting the cores out of the tomatoes. So I've weighed them into 24. So I got these big fatsables from Tupperware. And each one is 12 pounds. I weigh them out on a scale. And I've pre-weighed. So right now I've got about half of this bowl. And I'm just cutting the cores out of these. And then I score them on the bottom. And on the stove here I have hot water. It's getting ready to boil, hopefully, at some point, because I didn't think to start it right away. Probably should have started before I started the tomatoes. But, so I'm going to do that. I am going to put in 4 onions and 4 green peppers. Nope. I'm going to put in 3 onions and 4 green peppers for each batch. So, total we're going to have 6 onions, something like that. I don't know. I started the onions. I use just this blender. I love the Ninja blenders, I'm not going to lie. I do not pay full price for them. I pick them up, Goodwill, garage sales, things like that. This particular one has got a smaller one, this, and then it also comes with the attachments for like your smoothies. Like, so I have this one back here, and you got your smoothies. This one is my son Logan's. He makes a smoothie almost every single day. And so that one just stays out on the counter. The other ones, they stay in storage because we don't use them that often. Typically, I really only use the big ones while I'm canning. We don't really do much that would require me to use the blender. I have a KitchenAid mixer, and I do use that quite a bit. But for canning, I love this thing. So we're going to blanch our tomatoes in the boiling water once it boils. I've got my sink full of ice water behind me over here. I just stepped off the camera and realized that. But I've got my sink full of ice water over here. So we'll dip them in here for like 30 seconds, put them in the ice water, and I will continue to transfer until I have a sink full. And then once I have a sink full, I peel the skins, put the tomatoes in here. Right now it's half full of onions. I want to add a couple of tomatoes just to make it kind of liquidy, so that the onions are not chunks, because my kids and my husband don't care for chunks of onions in their sauces, or peppers, so we'll blend them down. And then I will use the immersion blender and I will I'll like mix it all up. So I am going to be using the Mrs. Wages pizza sauce packets this time. For my pasta sauce, for my pasta sauce, I did buy the pasta seasoning pre-mix from Azure. I bought I can't remember how big the package was. So we're going to be doing our pasta sauce with that one and seeing how that tastes. I'm only going to do one batch of that like that to see how we like it first. If I like it, then I will make bigger batches of it. And then we are going to be doing the sweet relish. Yeah, I think that's about it. I got an alarm on my phone. Hold on. Almost 8 o'clock at night. Gotta go pick up a kid from band camp. But my daughter's gonna pick him up because if you watch any of my other videos, third shifter here. So 8 o'clock at night is when you start canning, because we're gonna can through the night, because I do not have central air in my house. I have one air conditioner going in the living room, which there's like walls in between us and the living room, just to kind of bring the humidity down in the house. And I ran the dehumidifier today so that we could cool my house down a little bit, but we don't run that air conditioner unless it's like 100 degrees outside and you just cannot function, then we'll plug it in. So I've had that going today just to kind of bring the temp down in the house to get the house ready for canning so that I would not be miserable while I'm in here. Years past, I have put an air conditioner right here in this window, but it blocks. This is really the only window that you can look out of the house other than my bedroom window and see the road, who's in the driveway, things like that. And I prefer not to do that. So we're done putting air conditioners here. And it's right on the porch and the air conditioner leaked right there. So it was silly. I'm not sure why we did that. But I'm going to get to the sauce, and I am following the instructions on the packet. The only thing different is I am adding onions, peppers, and garlic. And so because I am adding those things, I will can accordingly to the garlic and the peppers instead of according to the tomatoes, just because they require different and a longer time. So we will be doing that. Like I've always said, follow your ball canning books, follow the instructions on your canners. Go with that. Always do that. Don't believe just because somebody else did it that you can do it. Always follow the rules with canning is my motto. You do you. I'm not going to tell anybody how to do it. My opinion is I follow the rules because it's a safety thing for me. I want to make sure my family is safe and healthy. I don't want them to get sick by me trying to feed them better food that's not store-bought. So it does require sugar on this. It's 5 tablespoons of sugar for 6 pounds of tomato. I'm actually not going to put all of the sugar in it. We're going to do, instead of 20 tablespoons, we're going to do 10 tablespoons of sugar. If it needs to be sweetened up later, we can sweeten accordingly, but I prefer not to add all of it, which 5 tablespoons of sugar or 10 tablespoons of sugar seems like a lot, but when you're doing 24 pounds of tomatoes, and actually because I cut the cores out, I weigh them ahead of time. Because I cut the cores out and I'm scoring them, I'm going to take the skins off. I also put in like an extra 6 or 7 tomatoes for every 24, or every 12. So I weigh out my 12 pounds. I do that, and then I add 6 more tomatoes to it. I'd rather have be saucier than not saucier. But as I get going and once it gets mixed up, I will show you that. But for now, we're gonna pause. So I changed it with the onions and the peppers. I'm actually doing four of the onions, and I did 6 green peppers. So I did 4 onions, 6 green peppers. I changed it because one of the onions didn't, they were kind of small. They're just the regular small yellow onions. And then my green peppers are huge. All the ones that I got, they're not ginormous, but they're as big as almost as big as my hand. So we're doing that. I've got one whole thing of tomatoes cored, ready to go in this water. It's making noises, but it's not quite boiling yet. And then also I do a scrap bowl. So like this is like the cores and the onion peelings, the middles of the peppers, things like that. Because while raccoons have devastated our chickens, they've killed 94 of them, we do still have a few chickens left. And then we've got some rabbits and turkeys. One turkey. So they will get that. And then if anything, we can always take them over and dump it in the cow pasture with cows, things like that. But we've got that going. So I will get this. I'll show you what it looks like when it's all mixed up. But I wanted to tell you how many onions and peppers I used because I had given a number. It was kind of wishy-washy on the number. Now I know how many I'm using because they're all cut up. One more thing I forgot that I had is I add garlic. So I grew my own garlic this year. I did close to, I think, 120 things of garlic. I have not dug them all up. So when I was digging them up, like this is 5. These things are tiny. So this one is probably one of the bigger ones that I dug up. And I'm going to use this one, and I'm hoping to find more bigger ones, and I will save some for next year because I forgot to order. My husband asked me today, he says, did you order your garlic for next year? No, I did not. So we're going to save some and hope for the best. But these things, I've grown garlic before, but I've only grown the elephant garlic. This year I did this hardneck, the music, mostly because it's supposed to do well in Michigan, and we live in Michigan. And I'm not sure if I did something wrong, but I don't know. So I planted them in October. I dug them up like 2 weeks ago, and I wanted to let them sit and cure. I didn't know I was going to be canning today, but I'm glad that I dug up a few when I did. So I do have like 14 more, but I'm just going to use these 5. They're small, and I'll probably go through 3 whole heads. And I'll probably save this one for seed saving because it's decent size. But yeah, so I wanted to show you my garlic. It's not a great harvest. When I dig up the rest, I'm hoping that they'll get bigger, and that might be my problem. But they are dying off, so I thought when they die off, but I'm going to let them die off completely before I dig up any more, and hopefully they'll be bigger. And when I do that, I'll take you along, show you what I got. But for now, this is all that I got for my tiny little harvest. So I'm mixing now, and in the blender, I've already put a couple of these tomatoes in here. And so they're in the water bath, and after they're cold, and the skins really just peel off just nicely. And I throw them back into the water. It just makes my cleanup a little bit easier. You could always put like your garbage bowl into this sink, but I like to be able to wash my hands as I go in case I need to be able to touch something, do something. And then you don't have to do this. I just kind of like rip the tomato apart, put it in there. And then when I'm doing the peppers and the onions, I like to add the tomato just so it gets a little bit like of the juicy stuff, makes it a little bit juicier. So I do that. And then I always keep a towel, this is my dirty towel, like it's not dirty, but it's like my hands keep touching the tomatoes, and then I just dip them in the water and wipe them on that. And so I know like I have a towel, but I don't have to like go through a ton of paper towels, things like that. And then this lid like locks in, so like if you get one of these Ninjas, like it's kind of nice, but you just lock it in place, and then and this one holds 9 cups. So I usually do about 8. Like I'll fill it up to about 8, and so it's got like this has got like 4 peppers in it, a ton of tomatoes, and then I have a roasting pan on this side, which I'll show you that later. But I just take it over there and dump it, and then I continuously add the tomatoes. So I add the tomatoes to my boiling water, and I'll put like handfuls in here real quick, and then I will pull them out with a different empty bowl. It seems like a lot, but I've got a huge stock pot that I'm putting these in. It's not like just a small, it's like a big stock pot. And then I like to use like a deep frying, like you would use this to pull your stuff out of oil, I guess. I don't know. But I like this one for the tomatoes. And so I keep a empty bowl. Well, I empty one of my tomato bowls. And then I'll give them a stir so that they're not sitting on the bottom in this water. And they really only need 30 seconds. I like to give them a little bit longer just to like guarantee that that skin's going to slip off. And if it cooks the tomatoes a little bit, it's not going to hurt anything to cook the tomatoes to cook them a little bit faster in the process. So according to the instructions, I need to cook this for 25 minutes. It needs to come to a boil. I am doing it in the roasting pan, and so I will turn the roast, like everything is starting to warm up now, and I'll turn that up, and it'll come to a boil in there. I'll scrape the bottom, like I'll continuously scrape it and keep it from scorching. I put water in the bottom of my roasting pan, so hopefully it doesn't scorch. And then I will just continuously stir it from there. That skin just peeled right off as I picked it up out of the water. I might have left it in there a little bit long. The peppers and the onions are raw. That way, like, the flavor's a little bit more potent in the pizza sauce. Now, when I do the pasta sauce, I will cook the peppers and onions. I will, like, saute them up. I do not have a gas stove. One day I do hope to have a gas stove, and I will be roasting them over the fire a little bit and see what that flavor is like. But for now, I'm not going to go out and start a fire just to do that. If I had like a grill with a fire, that might be an option, but we don't even have a propane grill. We have we do, but it's a Blackstone, so I'm not going to be doing any roasting on the Blackstone. But yeah, so slowly going throughout the process and moving along and doing things like that. And I'll show you what the inside of this roast. And so this is what it looks like. Like you can see right now it's mostly the peppers and the onions. And there is 16 cups in here of the peppers, between just the peppers and onions. And then there's like 7 tomatoes. That's that little bit right there that I just used. Everything else is on that. And then that is what I have for this part of it. And then we'll add the other part of it in just a second. I'll be right back. Magic of cameras. All right, so Zeta's drying the flowers. So we're keeping this one. Did you keep any flowers?
I'm drying it out.
You're drying them all out?
She's just
And so
over it.
we put them all up here. We're going to see what they look like. But this dahlia, oh, I'm in love with this thing. This thing is bigger than my whole hand. And so she's going to go dry those out in the garage. And we'll see what they look like and hopefully have some really cool fall decorations. Yeah. And she's going to try and make paint out of the leaves of the petals of one of the flowers. Maybe one of the purple ones.
Yeah, like these deep purples in this one.
All right. Sounds good. All right, so this is the tomato sauce. And I added the Mrs. Wages. I put that little bit of sugar in there. And so we will mix this up. And then while I'm waiting for this one, so the lighting is horrible, but I mixed it. Got a phone call, so I had to answer it. So we're mixing. This will come to a boil, and then we will start to can it. So for now, we are going to get started. While we wait for this, because it has to boil for 25 minutes, we will start doing some stewed tomatoes, because that's something that I can do cold. Not stewed tomatoes, sorry. Whole tomatoes, like half tomatoes, quarter tomatoes. I'm going to raw pack them and can those. And I'll use boiling water to put in the tomatoes, and we'll go through that process as we go. But it's dark, shadowy. We're going on 10 o'clock at night now. Just starting. The kitchen is getting very hot. I got a kitten in here playing. He thinks it's fun. This little black one. I call it Demon because it's, it's a little demon cat. It's always attacking. Not really. My daughter says it's Raven. It's female. But it's black. And it fit. But they're not. The kids aren't agreeing. So I guess Raven for now. Until I agree. Until I convince them otherwise. Anyways, had the kids bring up jars. I'm gonna start washing these. I washed the new ones too. I've gone through 2 boxes of the tomatoes. I got this one here, which will be chili. And then we've got all this going. So I've got lids going. We've got water over here. And then a mess. Okay, so we're gonna do these are quartered and then 2 jars of whole, just because my water bath canner is going. So we're gonna get those. And then more washing. I was told you can make like a tomato powder or paste or whatever out of these. We're gonna try it. I'm not sure how it's gonna work out. And then this is boiling along nicely. I gotta stir it, and I got about 5 more minutes on that. Oops, there's my hand. Anyways, got about 5 more minutes on that. And so then I will start, I'm gonna let it sit. I like to do it more than the 25 minutes that it suggests. Okay, so what is gonna happen is I'm going to find better light. I'm gonna do these quartered tomatoes and the whole tomatoes, just the 5 jars, and get those. And by the time those are done, I will have the next round of jars washed and ready to go with their lids on them. And we're gonna have the pizza sauce in them. And then once I start doing the pizza sauce, and as it sits in there in the water bath canner, I will start the chili sauce. I'm gonna start sauce for chili. So I'll have like different things cooking at different times. It's already warm in here, even with everything going. It's actually cooler outside than it is in my kitchen now, but that happens. So when it's all done, that's kind of all the updates I got. I'm gonna get busy and get to it. It's almost 11 o'clock at night now, and we are going to get everything done, situated, and I will show you the final results. And I'm hoping for a ton of jars. I know I'm not gonna get through everything. I bought way too many jalapenos, so I'm thinking tons of cowboy candy is gonna get made as well. Probably like Saturday and Sunday, because it's Friday and we still got Saturday and Sunday. Good morning. We're on day 2. I just started the canner, so I went to bed about 3:30 in the morning and got a few done. I got 2 jars of juice done. I got 2 jars of whole tomatoes, 2 jars of quarter tomatoes. I'm making a sandwich for breakfast just because I had gone to that auction and I bought this Amish bread. And so I cut a thick slice. I'm going to make a turkey and tomato sandwich out of these tomatoes because I'm going to make toast and tomato, but my toaster's still out in the camper, so I'm being lazy and don't want to go all the way out to the camper and open the slide just to get a toaster. Anyways, and so I got 15 jars of spaghetti sauce. I got the chili sauce done. It is cooked. It's ready to go in the canner. I'm just waiting on the canners to get warmed up again today. And then we will be doing the chili sauce. I've already got 20 pounds that are cored. They're ready to go into the boiling water. And so I'll get those boiling. I got my bucket over here that I'm putting cores in so I can take everything out to the chickens. I swear I wasn't just throwing that on the ground. Kind of looked like it though, now that I thought about it. But yeah, so we're gonna do that. Make myself a sandwich for breakfast, which sounds weird, but just don't feel like eating eggs and sausage or something like that. I'm just gonna make a tomato and turkey sandwich real quick and have a quick bite before I get ready to get everything else done. But the jars turned out pretty well. Everything that I've canned so far looks like the little popper is popped down, so it looks nice. Oop, covered the camera, so it looks nice. I think I'm put towels down over my table. But so these here are all of the spaghetti sauce or pizza sauce, sorry. And then these are my 2 tomato juices. This one here, like, it's still warm, but it's like separating oddly. And like usually it like separates to the bottom or separates to the top, and then I've got 2 whole tomatoes and then 2 quartered tomatoes. And so we will be working more today, but that was all that I got done last night. By 3:30 in the morning I was exhausted, so I went to bed. Aaron is writing and taking Logan to band camp. He had to be there at 9 a.m. So I kind of like didn't get I set the alarm for 8, didn't bother to get out of bed right away, waited for them to leave, and they left about 10 minutes ago, and I started the canners, and I got that 20 pounds poured, ready to go in the water. And I'm also, I think I want to make sure I get the candied jalapenos done and salsa, because I need to get the peppers, whatever peppers I'm not going to use, I am going to freeze. It reminds me I need to call Aaron when he's in time to get freezer bags. That'd be good. Oh, I'll vacuum seal. I think I'm going to vacuum seal the peppers for now, so I don't have to buy the freezer bags, because I already have the stuff to vacuum seal, and that way I don't have to spend that money today. Let's do that. So yeah, I guess we're gonna vacuum seal what's ever left over for jalapenos and green peppers, and that way I have those to use later in the year. I will just slice them, and I'll put them not in like single serve size, but like one pepper per, but it'll be all sliced up. That way, whenever I go to make something, it's just I already have a pepper sliced up, and it works out well for me. I like having the frozen peppers in the freezer already prepared. I enjoy that. And so we will get all that going. But that is going to be that's going to be kind of the end of my video. I will snap a picture and show you everything that's done when it's done, maybe. I might do a video. We'll see how it feels. But if you like what you're watching, please consider subscribing. Remember to maybe give me a thumbs up if you like it. If you don't, that's fine. Take your time. And enjoy the rest of your day.
I have to put a bra on and do people-y things today. Fuck.
I wanted to add this in here real quick. Because of the Victorial, down here, because the Victorial not working, this is what I'm doing. So I've got my strainer over my pan, and I like take my tomatoes and I peel them, take the skins off of them. You can put them in the water. I've got a bucket over here, but right now I'm being lazy and stick them in the water. But so you peel your tomatoes. I put them in like a regular strainer, your pasta strainer, whatever you call it, and then I just crush them. I have one of these. This one's Pampered Chef. I love this thing. I like the grip on the handle. But I'm putting them through here of the strainer and letting all the liquid go to the bottom. And I'll just smash them. This is for like my sauces, like my pasta sauce, my chili sauce, pizza sauce. Like this is what I'm doing to kind of get some of the liquid out of it, so it's not needing tomato paste to be added to it. And so I'm crushing it through here, and then a lot of it will go to the bottom. And then from there, I take it, and it's got pretty good amount in there. And then I grab a different bowl, but I'm just gonna do it in this. But you would grab a different bowl, and you let it strain through here. And then this takes forever, I'm not gonna lie. And then I just kind of like run my spoon through it, and I sit here and I do this quite a bit, and it takes a while. But like if you're cooking your other sauces and you've got your canner going, like because I'm doing the bigger jars, they're water bathing for 45 minutes, so I can sit here and I can strain this and make it turn into like the juice, because I can can this juice and save the juice for other things. If you scrape the bottom, some of the chunkies will come off, but and you just sit here and you scrape and it'll save the seeds, and then you're left with like this chunky. This is still a little liquidy. I mean, I'll continue to push this through, but yeah, I just use one of these little mesh. I don't know what you call them, a mesh strainer, like a really super fine one. And I'm gonna push it all through, and then that way, when you're done, you're just left with this. You can take this out and I'm gonna feed it to my chickens, but I'm gonna put it in my little scrap bowl, and that way I'm wasting as little of the tomato as possible. I am saving all of the skins. I was I saw, and I'm gonna try it. If you dehydrate them down, you can make the tomato powder out of it. So I am going to try that this year. with just a few of the skins. I'm gonna save like one bowl, not all of them, because there's 250 pounds of tomatoes. I don't need that. But I wanted to add that in here and show you how I'm doing that and how I'm dealing with not having the Victoria. We are on day 3. Yay me. So I am a little over halfway done, but barely over halfway done. Took a break last night. And it was like about 5 o'clock. I stopped canning. The house was extremely hot. The air conditioners don't work. We had to open everything up. And so then I cut peppers. I cut jalapenos and stuff to get them all ready to vacuum seal today. And then stayed up till like 3:30 in the morning doing those. And slept until noon today. Set the alarm for 8. Didn't get out of bed till noon. Slept plenty, that's for sure. So we are going to play catch up now and see what all we can get done. I had 2 teenage helpers. 2 of my son's friends stopped in. One of them stopped in, the other one lives here, to see if my son was here, and he wasn't. So I recruited them into doing tomatoes. They got 2 boxes of them, cored and sliced. So all I got to do is boil them and peel them. I got 3 24 packs of pasta sauce done. And then I got, I don't know, I can flip you around here. The pasta sauce is downstairs. So I got these pasta sauces that were canned this morning. That's my fresh. And then this is chili starter, which I'm going to start some more chili starter. And all the rest of this is salsa. And then I've got my son over here working. So he's doing the vacuum sealing, and these are all of the jalapenos and the green peppers. And he's done a 5-gallon bucket, and he's got another 5-gallon. And then that was a big stock pot, and then half of this 5-gallon bucket left to go for the vacuum sealing. And I am currently working on more on this side. I have got the candied jalapenos going because I want to take a break from tomatoes. I've done quite a bit of tomatoes. So we've got the candied jalapenos, and those are in the canner right now. And then I had another one, so like they're just staying warm in here. So I've got them right here without the lids on them. I'll put the lids like right before I can them. And then the juice. I've got 3 jars of the cowboy candy juice. And then this is like water bath. And then I've got this right here. Everything is peeled, ready to go. I just gotta crush it all down. Try to get as much of the juices out as I can. That'll be my chili starter. So it's really hot in here though. And I swear it's like 100 degrees. It's only like 70 something outside, but this kitchen with everything going, it's crazy warm. But that is going to be the end of the video. I'm not sure how many I'll get done by the end of it. Right now I have got 52 jars, and I'll probably have just as many, so a little over 100 by the time I'm all done. But it's probably going to be another couple of days, and so I'm going to end this video. I hope you liked what you saw. Enjoy watching. Please consider subscribing and, like, share, all the good stuff. And I will see you in the next video.